If you're a recurring viewer of this channel, you're probably aware that I made my start on content creation over on my Twitch channel. By the way, it's twitch.tv/MichaelChaiTeaLatte. Check it out. There were a lot of reasons I decided to start streaming, but it was really an accident that I was able to garner a super engaging community with cubers and non-cubers alike. Since the beginning of the pandemic, a lot of cubers have taken to Twitch to find new content, and it's not even necessarily cubing related. There have been murmurs here and there, but with the boom of chess content, a lot of people are wondering the same thing. Is cubing on Twitch the next big thing? I'm here to tell you my opinion on the matter, but also why that's the wrong question to ask. Before we get started, I did want to mention that I am sponsored by thecubicle.com. If you use code CHAI at checkout during any of your orders at The Cubicle, you'll be able to save on your order and help support this YouTube channel and my Twitch livestream channel. So to start off, I want to explain that it isn't immediately apparent that cubing content is built for Twitch. I think a lot of people, including myself, find that watching people solve cubes over and over again with a 100% success rate is something that's, for lack of a better term, boring. And this is not a wrong assumption in the slightest. There are many routes to find success on Twitch, but generally speaking, there are two types of successful Twitch streamers. The first one is the world-class, world record holder for eating whatever many things in whatever amount of time type content creator. People come to watch other people be really good at things. That's no secret. So if you're a world-class Speedcuber or world-class anything for that matter, try out live streaming. Someone's bound to watch you. The second type of successful streamer is the person that is able to engage and interact with their viewers, with their audience. It sounds easy to do, but if you've ever tried live streaming before and felt that there was no momentum on your channel, ask yourself, what is people's first impression of me on this stream? If your answer is that you're busy solving a cube, or if you're not talking, even if it's just for 1 minute, chances are you're doing something wrong and you're not doing enough to grow as a Twitch streamer. Of course, there are exceptions to the rule, but if you're not going to talk or interact with anyone for any set amount of time, you have to make sure that your viewers are at least engaged on the content you're creating or engaged with each other in the live chat. Which brings me to my next point about cubing as good Twitch content. So the earlier points that I mentioned are pretty much geared towards viewers who maybe are not cubers themselves, but are interested in the hobby. I find that a big reason that Twitch is great for cubing content is because of how much the interaction mimics that of official WCA competitions. When I'm signed up for a competition, I'm excited to meet up with all my friends, chill at the nearest round table, and cube together. Of course, we talk in between, we discuss our scrambles, our PBs since we last saw each other, anything significant that has happened since the last competition. We're pretty much doing everything except preparing for breaking our PBs. Yeah, it's not fun watching someone solve over and over again the same puzzle, but it's definitely more entertaining and more natural to cube together with others. And in this case, it's cubing with the broadcaster. So I've described why livestream content has its own niche, but I do realize, along with most other people not living under a rock, that you can pretty much provide similar content on YouTube as well. So if you're one of those people asking which platform to start your live stream content on, in my opinion, there's really only one thing to consider before you commit. When you're choosing between YouTube and Twitch, you're basically choosing between the type of community and type of viewer you're going to create content for. The cubing community in general is, I would say, a pretty young audience, and you're going to find an entirely different chat experience on YouTube compared to Twitch. I know that's a big reason why I decided to stay on Twitch this entire time. You know, there are little features here and there that make Twitch a little bit nicer. There are emotes, there are raids, Twitch Prime, just to name a few that are really nice incentives for people to gravitate towards the Twitch platform. It's all about the community members in the end that makes me want to stay and keep the content going. I also find that YouTube content has a bit of a different niche at the moment. YouTube is perfect for content that's searchable, hence reviews, unboxings, meta dialogue such as this video. These are all what drive YouTube content creation. You don't need to be at the premiere of the video to watch it. You could literally stumble upon any YouTube video years after it was released. As unfortunate as it sounds, well, I guess it's unfortunate depending on who you ask, live stream content does not work in this way. Even if you save every video on demand, chances are that people search, click, and watch the entire stream after the fact are lower than your average YouTube video. Of course, you can combat this by, scheduling your live stream, providing certain segments, but currently the reality is that it simply doesn't work yet. Maybe someone in the future will prove me wrong. Maybe someone down in this comment section will be the first one to do so. I don't really care. Whatever drives the cubing community forward is a win for me. Before I claim that cubing Twitch is hot or not, I should probably address the elephant in the room. How technically you could be financially supported through Twitch's platform via donations and subs. Now, I have to admit, I'm definitely biased in the sense that I can see how my views on things are not realistic compared to most people on Twitch, but I want to tell people who are interested in starting their own content that money should definitely not be a priority. I find that mentality leads to a quick burnout, leads to insufficient work ethic, and leads ultimately to a mediocre and uninspiring content. You're there for the wrong reasons, so how do you expect anyone else to be there? Remember, a lot of your content is based on you being there for your community, not your community being there for you. So we've discussed the nature of cubing content, the relationship of content in a live stream format versus other formats. So the next question is something I ask myself all the time. Is cubing live stream content creation here to stay? Or is it something like a fad? Is it produced by the pandemic? I could definitely speak highly of a lot of cubing Twitch streamers. Some of my favorite ones are what I consider to be a combination of just chatting and Rubik's Cube streamers. I find that Rubik's Cube, if done well, is just an interpretation of what it means to be in the just chatting category. For a lot of cubers, I think they can relate to me when I discuss the story of walking around town, spamming your T-perms on my 3x3 before I get stopped by this random individual asking how I was able to do it without looking. These conversations happen literally all the time, and if you bring your cube out in public, you will be noticed. I really find it funny actually how many people are innately interested in this decades-old puzzle. In a lot of ways it's iconic, thanks in large part to Rubik's themselves, the way it's marketed, the way the cuber can be perceived as a genius. It's all way over the average person's head. As a cuber, we can explain that it's not as difficult as it looks, and people listening can pretty much take it or leave it after that. But what's so undisputable is the natural gravitational pull it has on the average mind. It's just so damn interesting. This constant in-person interaction time and time again is what leads me to believe live stream cubing content is hot and it's got next. But there is a problem. If the cubing community wants to be next, we can't approach the content from that mentality. In fact, we should approach it quite the opposite way. Okay, so here lies the ultimate paradox. In order to create genuine, good content, as described earlier, we have to engage with each individual person in our live stream and be an engaging broadcaster. Remember, we're here for the community, not vice versa. We cannot exist without them. But the discussion of eventually blowing up, of eventual monetization, of eventual fandom, and cubing being a worldwide phenomenon will lead to the cubing community going in the wrong direction. Striving for organic growth, meaning that we assimilate new community members with open arms, continue to provide similar content, but innovate, and having a linear upwards trajectory is what I believe the community really wants. I feel this way because as cubing has grown over the years, claims of toxicity within the community has grown and reverberated along with the growth. Wishing the community to be in a previous state is not all that uncommon with OG cubers. With growth, negativity is inevitable, but a stark inorganic growth with an exponential trajectory as opposed to a linear trajectory will only enhance this problem. And in a community that's already so young, in a hobby that has really just found its footing, in a field where the leading organization only has a few years under its belt, as official, and explosive growth could lead to its own downfall as a potentially intriguing source of content. If we want cubing to explode, we have to approach it as if it won't. We will never get to the future if we never take care of the present. Focus on being the best content creator you can be, and maybe you can play a pivotal role in the future of the Speedcubing community. Take the right steps now. Stop thinking about your growth as a streamer. Think about your community. Think about yourself and how much you enjoy or despise putting in the work to provide a good stream. Is cubing on Twitch the next big thing? Maybe. But only if we provide the content for it. And in order to do that, you gotta stop thinking about that. And even assume that, no, cubing on Twitch is not the next big thing. Whatever happens, happens. Enjoy the journey and admire the ride. So, what is the right question to ask? In my opinion, let's all start asking ourselves, am I doing my best to provide the best content possible? For many people, the answer can be executed in a lot of different ways. Everyone has their own personalities, and that plays into the content that's viewed in a live stream setting. Cubehead uploaded a 2-hour-long solve session on YouTube that basically acts as a live stream format. Langston Mandela continues to innovate new ways to make his stream look PogU. Laser Monkey is breaking the mold in how we approach competitions with Monkey League. Are you feeling sad? Well, Tazlin is literally the nicest and most supportive Twitch content creator out there right now. These guys are all doing their best to make their best content. As it goes for me, I can only hope to do the same. Thanks for watching.